Thank you.
Yep.
Hi, say this is the morning podcast with Jacob and Ethan.
This is hell.
You know what I mean? Just that fucking admit the contradictions, bro. I'm just tired of rationality. I'm tired of people making sense. I'm tired of people being like, welcome. I'm tired of it. Chaos, baby. Let's have chaos. I don't know what I'm getting at.
It's the breakup talking.
No, I don't think it's just that. I think really it's more like I'm just trying to do something different with the podcast. It's partly to break it, but more like I'm more like even before this, like I'm just fucking tired. Like I'm just fucking tired of making the podcast and making the same shit over and over. Like, and I just feel like I'm tired of it. Like, I want some real fucking content. I want not real like fucking people talking about their suicidal fantasies, but I just want people to be fucking real. Like I'm tired of having a podcast that feels like an imitation of somebody else's podcast. I'm tired of hearing like conversations that feel like imitations of other people's conversations. I'm tired of it. I don't know.
That's
what
fine.
you can take from that, but come on. Like, don't you want a little more? Like, aren't you tired of being like the well-heeled podcast host? You know, like.
Well, how do you mean well-heeled?
Like well-mannered. Like, I don't know. Fuck it, I want some chaos.
Jacob, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just fucking started doing a podcast, and I was like, oh god, you fucking ask people, and people just go like, yeah, I'll do a podcast. And then you've got to organize a schedule and shit, and then you got to fucking edit it, and I can't be asked with it most of the time. I just can't be asked with that. And then you start thinking, oh, I've got to be, you almost feel yourself. I've got to be different. I just think, no, I think you just got to do whatever the fuck it is you want to be doing and figure it out. I don't know. There's so many people, if you look for an answer on the internet, it's just going to send you further down a hole. That's got nothing to do with what I just said, but it's like, oh, I want to do something different. How can I do something different? I know, I'm going to look on the internet where everyone tells me how to do something different. That's right. And it's like, I don't have a fucking clue what's going on. I have no idea like what type of podcast host I am, or I'm this type of personality. I'm this type of person. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't know how to answer or even respond to what you've just said. Like, I haven't got a plan for a podcast. Well, I've got a podcast. I haven't got a plan for it. I just randomly decide to record whether or not I can be bothered. I didn't know this was going to be a podcast. Now I'm on a podcast. It's clear to see, Jacob. I have no fucking idea with what's going on. But I get you. Maybe you're trying to say it's refreshing to have that. I could have come in and be like, oh yeah, podcast. Yeah, I'm gonna put on my podcast face and I'm gonna talk in my way of how I talk in podcasts. I don't know. I think maybe some authenticity is missing from podcast world, or maybe no one gives a fuck about my opinion. I think I probably lean more to that, and I arguably see things as being pointless. Everything is pointless. Maybe it's very cynical, but in regards to the topic of our conversation that we've had, where we get frustrated at people having very strong opinions about fucking Ukraine war or fucking COVID. Yeah, it's boring. It's boring to hear people be so like, well, I'm so rigid and like, well, I think this and yeah, it is nice to have some chaos in life. That's all I have to say. I don't really have, again, there's no point in anything that I'm saying. Is there a point in anything that I've ever said ever? Who knows?
I'm just listening. You're doing great. And I'm not trying to accuse you of shit either, mate. You gotta remember, we're doing a podcast here, so I'm.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't feel accused. I don't feel attacked, Jacob. Don't be
Okay.
concerned.
I know. I'm
I-
just like, yeah. I can be a lot
yeah,
sometimes.
this is the breakup talking again, isn't it?
Well, no, that's not the breakup. That's the relationship. A little bit of like, I was reflecting on some shit from past relationships where I've been like, oh, I've been the problem in this and this and this way. But this is two different things. The thing I reflected on, I'm not afraid to get into the breakup, but I don't think this is all the breakup. I think this is like, I just don't want to have, I don't know how we have an interesting conversation. I just want, even if I have to scream, I think it's partly to break up, partly just listen to Opie and Anthony and like just enjoying the fucking chaos of it. And just the fact that people are saying crazy, hateful shit. Like, and it's just like, it's interesting. It's like refreshing in a way that like, and not hateful shit that like is hateful shit I've already heard. Like it's like just people fucking bullshitting about like, and being, maybe it's the sincerity. Maybe it's the feeling of like every individual that's there being the individual they are. And so, but I think no, in the terms of relationship, it's like one thing I've realized is that I don't know if it's my family or if it's a me thing. I don't know where it comes from, but I go, and this is not what's going on with you and me right now, but I go into conversations feeling like people are trying to win. And so I'm constantly on the defensive trying to win. Like I'm already defensive trying to win the conversation. Um, but also just like yeah, I don't think that's what I'm doing right now, but that is definitely a tendency I've noticed that I'm going to try to cut back on a little bit more because not everybody is going into a conversation with that like preconception of like this is a fight to the death. These people oppose everything I believe in, which is maybe a lot of conversations I've had, and that's why I have that um, tendency. But I think no, I think I've been in a lot of relationships that have had a lot of conflict. And I think a lot of that has been because I have a tendency to lecture. Like I have a tendency to like moralize, or I have a tendency to frame non like failing issues in the relationship as like failing. Like I'm very good at like when I feel a certain way, I'm very good at pinpointing a flaw in the other person and like finding a reason that flaw has caused my feeling. Whereas I think I will be much better off instead of being like, "Hey, you're doing this," and being like, "Hey, I feel this way. I don't know why. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's you, but I feel this way." I think that's growth, asshole. I don't think that's. I think that's fucking growth. God, fuck you.
Well, I was like, yeah, I think that's nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel
Yeah,
like
mate. Well, you went straight back into your old self. Then I didn't say anything. You're like, oh, you motherfucker! It's like you're judging me.
no,
I know
don't
you're
fucking like
me.
just dismiss my whole fucking thread. I'm like, it's just the breakup talking. It's not a real.
It's not dismissing. Again, look at you going. You've got it that far into your head that any sort of
Oh,
interaction
I'm already on
from
the
me is
defensive. Like the whole reason you did it was to attack me, and I gotta, it is. It's 100% like, it is, and it's because I was dating a person who is not going into conversations looking for battle and does not like that, and so like I didn't realize I did that until like I was like getting very worked up over a subject, and she was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, what? What I do? And then like I took like a day. I'm like, oh wow. I put myself in the mind frame of somebody who didn't grow up in my family, and I'm like, oh, that's yeah. I guess if you're not coming into like talking about a subject, and it's not like a coded debate over like the relative virtues and merits of two different ways of living, and you're just talking about what you think on a subject, maybe all you want is to be heard and to find common ground. Which is, you even at 31 can grow. Maybe is the even at 31 can learn new things.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I'd agree. I'd agree with you. Yeah. I don't know, I'm
You're
not just
so at a
laughing.
loss.
I came in. I came into this not even expecting a podcast, and then I'm just like, well, I don't know how to. I'm not on the fence. I'm just on the like, oh, okay, this is what's happening. So
You
there's
feel
no.
very over. I don't know the vibes I'm getting from you, but I'm very confused by them.
I maybe I give. Do I give that all the time or
No,
no?
no. So
What are my vibes?
I'm very nonplussed. Very like, what do I do now with my hands?
What? No, right now.
What do I do now?
In general, that's my vibes in general. Like, what do I do
No,
now? What
I
do you
just
mean
think
right
right
now?
now on the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I have to shoot in 8 minutes. That's very precise. Well, I've got to go on Cambly and
Yeah.
talk to some
I don't
fucking
know.
miserable
I
fuckers.
mean, we'll stop recording here in a minute, but I want to give you like the last words. Say whatever you want about anything. I don't care. Respond to anything we
Um,
brought up. I don't know. It's all you.
uh,
I might just have to throw this fucker out.
this was breakfast is hell, and nice to, cheers for listening. I hope you've not lost brain cells after this conversation. That's all I can say, Jake, about it. I don't know. But do you have like I don't know, some sort of plan? Do you know what you want to do on a day-to-day basis? Or are you just winging it? Not winging it, but just like, oh, I'm just interested in this now. I'm not interested in this. Things have
Oh,
changed.
I
What do I do?
operate kind of. I mean, I want to hang up and actually chat for a little bit before I stop the recording, but I think I operate one. I think first things first, second things never. And I think too, it's like important to do fewer things well than a lot of things poorly.
Mm-hmm.
I kind
Yeah.
of operate by those two things. All right, Edward, let me stop the recording. We can catch up a little bit if we need to catch up. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for coming on. Sober
So,
Podcast, Edward Halsall. Should be coming new content soon, right?
Yeah, it's where my audience is full of pussies who go to therapy. So if you're a pussy who goes to therapy, please listen to me be very incoherent and have no idea what I'm talking about. If that is something you're interested in, then just find my podcast, which I definitely do not frequently upload to, and have no idea what to talk about in every episode. And maybe there will be a guest, maybe there won't be a guest, maybe it will be Jacob again. So on that note, enjoy your evening, morning, or afternoon. Goodbye.